Hi, welcome to episode 79 of Creepy Soup, where we discuss all things creepy. I'm Jill from Michigan.
Jenny from Wisconsin.
Oh,
Random
I'm
person on the
retarded.
couch.
Just say your damn name.
Judy from Michigan,
Well, that's not what we discussed.
Will's womb, in which resides in Michigan.
For anyone that don't know, this is my oldest hump trophy. Yeah,
Welcome.
she's mine. I made that.
I feel like they miss a lot with not getting the pre-gaming that we do.
Yeah.
Because we're on and we're goofy and we're laughing and they don't have a clue.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah. So how are you today?
Peachy.
How are you?
Fine and dandy.
She worked.
Yeah, I worked today.
It was my day off and I had split days this week because we closed the casino on Sunday. So I did research on Sunday and today I did a whole lot of nothing.
And Jenny and I recorded earlier that you're going to hear way, way later. So that
We're saving that one for a rainy day, or rather, a snow day.
I was gonna say, or a snowy one. Um, let's see. I don't think. Well, I was really hoping they were gonna cancel the Saturday for work because, um, as it stands right now, the union puts on like what are you doing? I just see her keep going like this. Like a snapshot
Nervous.
to snapshots with Santa.
I was playing with my lip. I'm sorry.
Stop it. Um, and I was gonna take all the kids, but Ben's a little old. He was like, that's not really my thing anymore. But I don't want to not include him. So then I was hoping that they would cancel because we have like a Crossroads Village and they have like a drive through Christmas lights thing that I'd much rather do.
Yeah, I still have my breakfast with Santa thing planned, so waiting to see how that goes, and then Christmas concert next week as well. Um, so I have at least a couple things to report on next week.
You know what he's saying?
No, not yet.
It's just a surprise. See, I never told my mom what we were singing either.
Well, considering how long it's been since he's talked to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like extremely thirsty today.
See that?
You're a thirsty bit.
Yep. Um, well, do you have anything exciting to talk about?
No, not really. I don't know. I'm still pretty upset about how they're making the basketball player families pay to watch them play the game. So I can't even go to Jackson's very first game.
Yeah. Jackson has his first basketball game this weekend. I have to work, so I can't go.
It's all the way in West Branch.
Yeah, it's quite a drive from here. Um, yeah.
Yeah, we had to pay whenever we went to my niece's basketball games too. I think her mom had to pay too. So
It's like I get concessions, but come on now.
No, when because she was in cheerleading and they didn't charge for games. But when my best friend's kids were in basketball, football. I'd pay for them.
I think that's just ridiculous.
Well, they gotta make money somehow.
Concessions.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't get concessions for that very reason. They
It's like,
sneak
well,
stuff
if
in.
it's like, what if everybody in the whole house wants to go see him play? That's $40.
Yeah, and that's probably paying for the bus.
Well, if they
Like
would,
they don't run on.
Uniforms.
well, their uniforms are generic.
They still cost money.
Yeah, you're probably paying for the bus and any chaperone. Well, most chaperones
The only
volunteer.
reason why they're going that far is because their gym isn't that big. It's like there's other schools, there's other Bay City high schools that they could have their games at instead of going all the way to West
Well, that
Point.
sounds like your sports coordinator sucks. So that's a bummer. I won't get to see it. His first game.
Yeah, I'm pretty bummed too.
That does suck.
Yeah.
When Saturday?
Apparently, little man is into wrestling. And I learned from the one football game I went to this year, I'm not a fan of just
Of wrestling or football?
any sport where I'm packed into the bleachers.
Yeah.
If I can sit by myself, I'm fine. But if I'm packed in, fuck no.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because when we used to go to my friend's kids' games, I don't think we ever fully watched a game. We just sat there and bullshitted all the way through. I mean, yeah, we watched some of it, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't handle the people and the noise and everything about it.
Yeah. You know, I think if I would go now, I don't think I could do it. As well, not so much when the boys were younger, Zach and Ethan,
Right.
but like when they got to the high school games and stuff like that, yeah, it was a little more crowded, especially the football games. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Which sucks because he'd make a great linebacker.
Yeah, he is built like a linebacker.
Yes, yes.
He looks like he could whoop some ass on the field.
Take out some of his aggression.
Oh, yeah. I think we got some freezing issues.
Freeze free.
Ah, let's see. Do we have anything else exciting coming up?
Other than Christmas, no.
I said exciting.
I was gonna say that's not exciting.
Now, I did mention to her earlier that we're not, after this year, we're not going to celebrate Christmas. We're going to celebrate Krampus. You need to stop?
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah, we're going to start celebrating like Krampus.
I like that.
And then, I don't know, maybe that'll get the kids to behave. Fearing they're going to get the shit beat out of them with a stick.
Festivus.
You know what? Tell him it's not gonna be a stick. Tell him it's gonna be the whole damn branch.
Say that again?
Tell him it's not gonna be a stick. It's gonna be the whole branch.
Yeah, the whole branch. All of it.
Festivus.
Shut up. I hate Seinfeld.
I love Seinfeld.
No, that's what we can do. Festivus for the rest of us.
Let's not.
Why?
Let's go with Krampus.
No.
I like the thought of Krampus, but whatever. Trying to think. Got anything else good? Do you have any recommendations for the week?
I do. Um, it's actually a group. of people. And oh, I actually pulled up the wrong thing first. Well, actually, I am going to start with her. Um, and this person I actually met a while ago. Her name is Kelly. She is a traveling nurse. She has family in another state. She is currently actually in Wisconsin. Um, and she's on TikTok. She does a huge variety of looks. She does like, glamorous looks, but then she adds a bit of extra to it, if that makes sense.
I noticed like maybe a little bit of creepy flair.
Yeah, yeah, she likes to do a little creepy flair. And one of her looks that she did last year I thought was fantastic. Oh, wrong video. 1 second. And it's all makeup. And I think that's really freaking cool that, you know, someone who has a day job as a nurse and, she works 12, 14-hour days and
Yeah,
then she'll come home, at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and throw together this insanely awesome look, you know?
yeah.
I think that's so cool. But she is a part of a group. 1 second. I gotta go this way. And they're really awesome. They are very supportive of each other, and they actually did a thing this year where they let the people within the community um, who were struggling, maybe weren't able to have a great Christmas because, they have bills that they got to pay. And they said, okay, here's a post. If you have children and you're struggling, pin a wish list.
That was cool.
And you never know, you might get picked and you just might, have a fantastic Christmas by a secret Santa.
That would be cool. That's cool for
Yeah.
someone to do.
And the woman who did that is Miss Marie, owner of Snarls Box. It is a custom makeup box thing. She has indie brands and she also has her own line of cosmetics, some of which I actually have on, which is my snowflakes. Um, and she's amazing.
Okay. She's pretty.
She is. And she's super sweet. She has a little boy who is special needs. Um, and she kind of started it to help to care for her family, and be at the same time be able to be home to take care of him. And I think it's just fantastic. And through her, I know that she has inspired other people um, to create their own makeup lines. And this person actually asked me tonight if I would be one of her moderators, and she wants me to be one of her PR people.
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing. I would be so honored." And her name is Lizette, and that's the one I told you did the really awesome look. Um, I did have a hard time finding the video again, but she does have a duet where you can see it because I thought this was so cool. Get me? Oh, here we go. And this is her.
Oh wow. Yeah,
She does,
I would never be able to get it even.
right? Same. Like, I mean, just doing wing eyeliner for me, Like, everybody's out, oh, they're twins. No, I'm lucky if my wings are cousins.
Right.
They definitely ain't twins. They ain't sisters. They might be related. So yeah. And it's just an amazing and supportive group of women who, inspire and support each other and do great things in their community and, give back. And that's kind of a rare thing these days. So I wanted to give them a shout out.
And I don't even know if I can follow that up with a recommendation. Um, let's see, what do I got? I don't know, nothing. Well, it's not a recommendation, but every year our union does a thing where they partner up with a charity in Flint called the Old Newsboys, and you can donate like $20 and it sponsors a box for a child in need, and their motto is let no child be forgotten.
Oh,
And
sweet.
each box, when you donate the $20, they get like, I mean, a lot of kids, like, I know my kids probably wouldn't have liked that as a kid, but they get like a pair of sweatpants and a matching sweatshirt, a pair of underwear, a pair of socks, a puzzle or a toy, age appropriate,
Puzzle's a puzzle.
and a book. Sorry.
I want a matched sweatpants suit. A
But
puzzle.
they go around and you can donate and you get to fill out your name on like a little ornament that hangs on a tree.
Mhm.
And then my favorite part is they go around and like not only can you donate the 20 at that time, but if you have $1 on you, you get a bag of popcorn.
No popcorn.
You're in it for the popcorn. I get it.
And well, all the money for the popcorn included goes directly to Old Newsboys. And
Yeah.
they do a thing where like all three shifts are in competition.
Oh,
You don't get anything except for like
Bragging rights.
bragging rights, and you feel good because
that's important.
oh yeah. But usually between like the $20 donations from everybody and like the popcorn, like sometimes they have to make 2 and 3 trips out to the lines because they sell out
I
before
believe it.
so they got to go back and get more and load up and come back and start where they left off. But like usually they raise 20 plus thousand every year.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and this past weekend was our Toys for Tots. Now I'm going to show you a picture of that union meeting.
There
Of
have been elves in the office next to mine this past couple of days. So that's been interesting to experience.
elves.
Yes. Our casino has a gifting tree, and it has a child's name, age, and a couple of items that they might like. And so employees can take a ornament name and buy said gift, drop it off, and people will wrap it, and then it is delivered. And so yeah, there've been some elves in the office next to me. So
Okay. This is just one angle.
holy shit, that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's every year. see if they have a shot of all of it.
They probably have to get pretty high up. That looks like a really big room. It looks pretty full.
Yeah, that's our union hall.
Okay. That's insane.
Yeah. There's usually like a line that every year they do collections, and they only bring one or two into the union meeting, but they do like 10 bikes
Wow.
every year. Yeah. So yeah, like this week at work is all about like giving back to for Christmas and things like that. So yeah,
Nice.
like I said, I can't recommend it because it's. I mean, if you're in the area, by all means. But I may or may not have ordered the Old Newsboys 2023 hoodie.
May have. May have.
Maybe. So yeah, fun. Are we ready to get started?
Yes, please. What is our topic this week?
Okay, our topic is kind of tied to the last one that I did, the Black Dahlia.
Mhm.
Because this is the hotel where she was last publicly seen.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read some, and then she's gonna read some. So the Biltmore it's 100 years old now.
100?
Yes, it opened October 1st of 1923. So it's now
Yes.
Wow.
That's
yeah,
insane.
yeah.
And it's still open, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that's insane to think that a building that old is still in use.
Yeah, and I know we both say this all the time that we'll post pictures, but I actually do have them saved in my phone, some of them. And there is one in particular that we talked about a little later. But the day after it opened its doors, it hosted a 7-course dinner.
Dang.
I can barely eat two.
I can barely eat one, man.
Like if I do appetizers, I took home my meal, so I couldn't imagine 7 courses.
Right?
Courses of what kind of food? There's the appetizer, the main course, and dessert. How much farther can you go?
Well, I imagine there was like
Soup,
salad course,
salad.
soup, bread. Somehow I
Yeah.
feel bread is a
They also have palate cleansers in between. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yep, and then you're probably your dinner, and then your pre-dessert, and then your dessert.
I wouldn't mind pre-dessert.
Although I feel like in one respect though, I might be okay with it because they're typically really small portions and everything's really kind of separated on the plates.
You need your big meals. You need like a cupcake tin, so you can have everything in your own little serving size, and nothing's gonna touch.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, I do need that.
I hate my food touching.
I love that idea.
There you go.
For real, like, I fucking love it, especially for buffets. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna keep one at work for when we have like food brought in, so that way I got some. And I already look like an idiot when I get food when they bring stuff to work. I do because I will walk out carrying 3 freaking plates with 2 or 3 things on each plate, and I'm balancing them all, trying to get up to my office. And so yeah, I always look funny. And but like they all know that I do it because I have that weird, thing where my food can't touch. So yeah,
Yeah,
muffin tin.
Yeah,
Love
I
it.
have that same.
she's me. I don't give a
I
shit
hate.
because I end up like if I have like corn and mashed potatoes. The corn is getting right in the mashed potatoes.
Certain things I just don't feel like should touch. I'm just, ugh.
Yeah, same. And like the corn and mashed potatoes, like that's one thing that I can like be okay with. And I think the only reason I can is because I did it every single time we had corn and mashed potatoes as a kid. And then not only that, but we would take that corn and mashed potatoes and put it on a bun or stuff it inside a roll. It was actually kind of a joke with me and my brothers that we would stick our finger in it and then hollow it out and
Well,
then
I'll give
shove
you
it
some
in.
short. I did the same thing and hollow it out and slap that shit right in there. That is good.
Yeah.
I like mine with gravy.
We had this discussion earlier. She's not a fan of gravy.
The only
Every special
time
time.
gravy is acceptable to me is when I have to put it on fucking turkey at Thanksgiving. That is the only time it's acceptable because otherwise that turkey ain't making it down my throat.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of turkey.
Neither am I. That's why I gotta slather it in gravy, which I don't like either, but it's the only way I'll eat it.
Yeah, I'm not like when my birthday would land on Thanksgiving when I was younger, I actually had the choice to choose something else for dinner, and I always went with roast.
Fucking weird
I
bitch.
like roast.
I'm with Judy.
That's all right. So anyway,
We made roast today at work.
uh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds so good. So some of the guests at this 7-course dinner was Cecil B. DeMille,
Ooh,
Mary Pickford,
okay.
and Myrna Loy. And the only reason I know any of these is because of my mom. Like that's the only reason I know any of
The only reason I know Cecil is because of the movie Cecil B. Demented.
them. I do believe there's like a true crime story associated with Mary Pickford. I
Can't
think
say for sure.
that sounds familiar. So during this extravagant little dinner party, there was 7 orchestras. I keep wanting to say
Orca.
like the whale. um, spanning multiple ballrooms,
Oh,
and that was
fancy.
yeah. Um, so famous names that would come and party in the Gold Room, which was actually a speakeasy, was Gloria Swanson, and I've never heard of this person, so I don't know if it's male, female. Uh,
Ish.
Theta Bara,
I'm sorry, you what hurt?
Theta Bara,
Theta? Like theta waves? Beta waves?
Bheda, Bara,
Theta.
B-A-R-A, maybe Bara, I don't know. Um, so it was a speakeasy during the Prohibition, and um, liquor was in a lot of places in Los Angeles illegal until 1933. And the presidential suite, which was favored by 6 presidents, gangsters, Bugsy Siegel and Al Capone, and royalty, still had like a recessed spot where they could hide liquor up until 1993.
I'm sorry, did you say 1993?
Yep, that it still had the hiding spots until
Wow,
yeah.
that's crazy. And
Uh,
not only that, but I find it absolutely fascinating that those 3 groups of people could all stay in the same freaking area.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's insane to me. To have a royalty, a president, and gangsters all in the same building?
crazy. Well, I mean, you figure maybe some of the presidents had mob ties,
Yeah, yeah.
which yeah, because um Kennedy's brother-in-law was Peter Lawford, who was, you know, had mob ties. Um, which Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about that in the one we recorded earlier about Marilyn Monroe. So
Mhm.
some films that were made here was a year after it opened. Cecil B. DeMille made the movie Triumph in 1924. The original Ocean's 11 from 1960. The Sting in 1973. Chinatown in 1974. And Bugsy, because Bugsy Siegel. And that was in 1991, as well as the TV show Mad Men. And I think you're up. That she claims she can't read my notes.
This one?
Hold on. To be fair, let's see the notes. I've seen some of your notes, ma'am. Oh, those are good notes.
Put your boyfriend away.
You get one from me too.
Yeah, just up there.
Okay. In the in the heart of downtown LA, the Biltmore is the one of the Hollywood haunts. 70,000 square feet. Art decor features
Deco.
Art deco. It's short for decor.
It's not. It's too
I had to Julia moment. Sorry.
that was.
Features Spanish and Italian Renaissance styles and Moorish detailing throughout. Until the mid 20th century, this was considered LA's most elegant hotel. The Biltmore Hotel hosted the Academy Awards in the 30s and 40s. It was a popular destination for young Hollywood up-and-coming hopefuls, including Elizabeth Short.
Okay. And if you remember, from my last story, Red Manley had dropped Elizabeth Short off at the Biltmore after she originally wanted to go to a bus station. He didn't feel comfortable, so she said, well, I'm meeting my sister at the Biltmore. So he dropped her off there and even went inside to help look for the sister Virginia and never found her. And we know the rest of that story.
Guests of the Biltmore say they
Nothing.
what?
Do you need these?
No,
Okay.
not old.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, fuck with me, I can fuck with you. Ass. Guests of the Biltmore say they see Elizabeth. Say they see Elizabeth. You mean they saw?
They report seeing. Say, okay. Guess of the Biltmore say they see Elizabeth. Makes perfect fucking
No,
sense.
it doesn't.
They say that they see.
Yes, if you would have said, say that they saw
No, it's still current. They still claim to see her.
Elizabeth, they report seeing a pale woman with dark hair wearing a sheer black or gray 1940 style dress. She's been seen leaving rooms on the 10th and 11th floors. What the fuck is wrong with me? So unprofessional.
Well,
Be professional.
is it my turn?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah. I could only dream. Okay, so she is also seen wandering the halls. Author Jenny Myers Sane captured a spirit when she took a selfie in the hallway, and that is one of them that I'm going to post. It's like when you see it, you see the author, and there's like a long hallway, and at the end of the hallway, if you zoom in on it, you can see it. So this is okay. Let me find it. This I'm gonna read word for word. This is her account. It's probably just dad going outside. This is her account of what happened. Um, they went to the Biltmore for like an authors conference. Um, so she gets there and she says, on the first night, I left my room to head down to the opening session. The hallways were long and totally empty, and with old-fashioned looking carpet and lights. It reminded me of the hallway from The Shining, which was my teenage son's favorite movie, which I watched that all the time as a kid, all the time. It did not scare me until I was older and knew what the fuck was happening in that movie. Like once I understood it, scared the shit.
Even older understanding it, it still didn't scare me.
It did me. Like that whole psychic connection thing. Yeah. Okay. So she says I snapped a selfie of me in the totally empty, long, and creepy hallway, and sent it to him. I also quickly posted it on Facebook with a caption about the long, creepy hallways at my haunted LA hotel. Then I turned off my phone to attend the opening session. When I turned my phone back on a few hours later, that Facebook post had over 100 comments. Hadn't I noticed the woman in the background? They all wanted to know. But there hadn't been any woman in the background. The hall had been empty, and I had no idea who they were talking about. Honestly, I'd only glanced at the picture long enough to make sure my hair looked decent before I posted it. As we do.
As most of us do.
You know what? I should take pictures of my two creepy hallways at work.
You should.
Considering I catch evidence in my office all the time. I can almost guarantee I can catch people in the hallway.
Probably. So she says, so I zoomed in, and skeptic or not, I felt a real shiver travel up my spine. I'm still not exactly sure who or what I captured behind me, but in that totally who I captured behind me in that totally empty hallway. But you have to admit, the blurry image looks an awful lot like the Black Dahlia. Now, I don't know if you can see the picture, but do you see how long that hallway is?
That's a long hallway. Holy shit.
Now,
I could do some great laps in that hallway.
Oh,
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's clear as day. Holy
yeah,
shit.
but like from her, like, I don't know, I guess whoever's looking at it must have zoomed in, especially if someone's talking about
As we do.
a creepy, exactly, as us nosy bitches do. So, um, my guess is like someone zoomed in on it and went, "What the fuck?" and then had to tell her about it. So,
Which reminds me, I should screenshot and zoom in on my office. I never did it. I didn't want to
yeah,
because I have a feeling I know who it is.
commenters.
comment. Okay. Sorry, with the ink, it kind
I
of.
know my pen
Yeah.
is being stupid.
Many TripAdvisor commenters report paranormal activity. One guest woke up in the middle of the night to a figure hovering over her.
Nope, I don't want no one hovering over me. It's scary enough when one of your kids come in to wake me up in the morning, and they're like this, Nana, Nana, I'm hungry.
I'll tell you some of the wake ups I've had.
Another couple claimed to her voice.
Claim to, oh, sorry, hear voices. Sorry, that was me.
Couple claimed to hear voices with accents in the next room, which was empty at the time. Bartenders have claimed that an apparition passes behind them on a daily basis.
Now in this hotel, they have 683 guest rooms. Yeah. Could you imagine having
Yeah.
to keep track of all them people and being and hotel having to do room service, all that stuff? So I say no, no, thank you. There's also said to be a little boy running around on the 10th floor. There is a nurse ghost on the second floor, and a little girl that is seen on the ninth floor.
Hmm. Interesting that it seems to be primarily upper floors.
Yep. Yep, because Elizabeth is seen on the 10th and 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Boy is also seen on the 10th floor.
Mm-hmm.
The girl on the ninth floor. And the nurse is all the way down on the second floor. And that's what I have for the ghosts. Now, if you ever want to go stay at this hotel, some of the amenities that they have: high-speed Wi-Fi,
Ooh,
iPad
that's a
docking,
must.
iPad docking systems, a 24-hour business center. I'm not a business person, so I don't know what that entails. A fitness center, and a club with a view of Los Angeles inside the hotel.
I could see the club being appealing to people. Especially younger people, that say YouTube wanted to host a get together for, young, creators or whatever. That would kind of be a good spot to do it. They've got a club right there, and then that way they can contain all of the people in one location. Kind of similar if you're going to have some type of seminar or something, they've got the business location. That way you can keep everybody contained in one building. Nobody's got to go anywhere.
Yeah. So that is the haunted Biltmore.
That's very awesome. I like it. My witchy tip for this week is,
Oh, I completely forgot to stop to pause for your witchy sprinkle.
that's all right. My witchy sprinkle, it's telling me to pick a card. Should we pick a card? I don't want to. It's an ad. Um, but a reminder that the veil is still very thin right now, and that it's going to continue to remain thin through February. Today we are at 72.42%, which is a moderate level with a chance of some isolated hauntings, while not likely a minor psychokinetic event is possible. And then through the rest of the month, it kind of varies between mid 60s to low 70s. And then once we hit January, it kind of steadies out about 70. So, and then that will remain about at 70-ish till about February 15th.
Fun stuff.
So, yeah. So if you think you're seeing things, if you think you're hearing things, you just might be. You might not be crazy.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, pull out your damn phone, take some pictures, get a recording, whatever you can do, and have fun with it.
Yeah. I had my headset on, what was it, Sunday night, and just playing on my phone. And she was like, "Did you hear that?" I'm like, "No, what?" And she was like, "Something was knocking in your room."
Yeah. Oh my God. I was just laying on the bed and I heard this weird noise and it sounded like knocking. Ma, did you hear that? No.
I didn't.
She's done. Oh.
I tune a lot of it out.
When you're with it, as long as we've been with it, you tune it out.
Yeah. Now earlier, I think I was making food, and I could have sworn Mike was in the kitchen because I heard someone like walking behind me, and I went to go into the living room, and everybody's in there all comfy. It wasn't Mike in the living room or kitchen. It wasn't even a kid that had been in there. It was.
Well, that's like when me and Mike were upstairs with Roy for a little bit, and we thought one of the kids was coming upstairs, But earlier, when they were coming upstairs, they linger. They don't just take off and hide, they linger. So it's like they're there, but Mike went to go check out the noise, and there's nothing, nobody to be seen at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
This is
mean,
why I have a lot of headsets, and when I get home from work at night, I have a headset on until I go to sleep, and then I have a different thing that I use when I go to sleep. So I don't have to hear the things because hearing things really sucks.
yeah.
And I'm not crazy.
And I can't tell it. Well, I mean, it hasn't happened in a while, but like dad will call me or text me on the way home. I'm going to bed. And by the way, you need to sage because all kinds of shit's happening tonight. And so, like, I'll get home and I set up a TV tray at the foot of the bed and I shut the door and I just fucking eat in there and just go to bed.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm living in haunted locations.
Yeah.
What, like, during your research, did you come across like any reports of like why the ghosts are there? Did like things happen or anything like that? Or is it just maybe the grounds?
It could be the grounds. It doesn't really say like why, but I imagine I don't know. My guess if kids are there, I would have to say probably a drowning in a pool,
I
I
was gonna
would,
say, I do remember that one of the children had drowned in the pool, and I want to say it was the little boy.
possibly.
So,
But I think Elizabeth Short haunts it because
that's the last place she
last
remembers
place
being
she,
before she died.
yeah. Um,
Probably still looking for her sister.
but shit, if I was a kid ghost, I'd want to go to a big ass hotel and run the fucking halls too.
right?
Why not?
But I don't know. I would try to do more research to find out exactly like if there's any reason behind why.
No, I didn't come across any deaths that they talked about, but I also specifically looked up hauntings.
Okay.
And then, of course, a little bit of history of the hotel because what is the one that I did about like Marilyn Monroe's mirror and
Why you gotta ask me questions like that? You know my ass ain't remembering.
fucking
I
Coco.
can't remember 3 days ago.
Uh, hold on, let me look it up because I know it's here.
Oh yeah, it's there, no doubt.
Uh, shit, I don't even remember when I did that one. Oh, the Hollywood Roosevelt, and that like there's celebrities that haunt that one, and it's because they like live there during like filming, and Marilyn Monroe lived there before she really became famous. So like, some
Yeah.
people go home. I mean, that's my guess. Like I said, if I was a kid, I'd want to be in a fancy hotel and run rampant, and then that's a big ass hallway.
Right. Jackson keeps talking about you covering the Cecil if you haven't done that already.
I think the closest we was when I did the Elisa Lamb or Eliza
Yeah.
Lamb
Yeah.
theories. Like, and that, and I've said this before, like, that's not a case that interests me, but I did do an episode where I did like the theories. See, someone doesn't listen. She's too busy. Um, but I did an episode on the theories
Okay.
of what could have happened, and some of them were fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
Uh,
kind of like, with the missing men of Wisconsin, like or not just Wisconsin, but like of the Midwest and pretty much everywhere. Um, there's no answers and there's no way to get answers. So all anyone can do is come up with theories, and you can take it off of the tiniest shred or the biggest pile of evidence.
yeah. Um, but yeah, and I mean, obviously, if you aren't expecting it and you got someone hovering over you and you wake up that way, I mean, that's going to scare you. But, and of course, gangsters were involved. So I imagine that's got a lot to do with some of the hauntings. Because,
Yep.
yeah, I know the
But
one.
let's be honest, typically where they went, someone was unalived.
Mhm, somebody. But yeah. Wow, I did the Hollywood Roosevelt back in January. Isn't that crazy?
Good job for remembering.
Oh, no, no, no. Spotify for
No,
podcasters told me that.
no, I mean remembering that you actually did it and to look it up as far as what the name was.
Uh, yeah. Um, I don't know. We're coming close to the end of the year. Which episode did you like?
Uh,
Like, I don't fucking know.
Are you talking to me or Jenny?
you know what? Actually, honestly, I think my Thanksgiving cannibal one.
No, that one was gross.
Sorry. I think between the timing and all of that, I would say that was my favorite one.
I'm gonna go with that one was just gross. Um, I think I think for me, my favorite one that you did was Shakers.
Okay.
And I think I don't know. I think for me, and maybe because it's a local story, the Karen King, either that or the Eric Lee Franks one.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one that you did was the one with your local guy who was murdered just before I had taken my break at the beginning of the year.
The one Rachel did, she came on too.
I thought you covered the whole thing.
Oh,
She had posted some stuff in the group for you, but as I recall, you covered it.
yeah, that would have been we did. But I think that was last year actually.
Oh shit.
I'm
See,
looking.
don't ask me to remember things because it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that was last November. The one where he met the guy on Grinder.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was last year. Yeah, the Kevin Bacon one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That one was sad.
It was.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh,
Anyway, how
yeah.
about the viewers?
Yeah. What
Catch
was,
us up. What are your favorite ones?
yep, I definitely because I like the Shakers one because there was the mob ties and of course like the Jeffrey Dahmer angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was really interesting how it kind of tied all of that together and, the various aspects of Shakers itself. I mean, it's got an amazing history. It has a very interesting paranormal history. So, yeah, it's a fun location. I wish it was in a different location, shall we say, a safer location. So, because I would totally go check it out. However, not quite safe for me to go visit on my own.
Yeah, because that's in Milwaukee, right?
Yep.
Yeah, good old Dahmer. I just read his dad passed away.
Possible. I've honestly, not been on social media all that much the last few days. Um, yeah, so possible.
Yep. He died, looks like yesterday at the age of 87.
That would be why I didn't see it. I don't think I was on it all yesterday.
So yeah, I guess that, I mean, I felt bad for him because obviously he loved his son, but probably struggled with the shit he did.
Yeah. I feel bad for his brother. Um, because he's still tormented by people, who are like, oh, your brother was terrible, blah, blah, thinking that he's gonna be that same way.
Bless you. She's a baby. You can tell when someone's around a baby by the way they say bless you.
Baby.
Oh, that was funny. But yeah, like his brother, has done his best to stay out of, the limelight. He doesn't, want anything to do with it,
Yeah.
but unfortunately there are people who hunt him down and hound him for what happened. And it's like, dude, it wasn't his fault.
Right.
He was
Not
a
only that, but
kid.
you can't control. I mean, anybody's actions that you're related to. That doesn't make you fuck up. That doesn't, make you a bad person automatically just because your brother or your son or your uncle did this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, some people feel that they need to blame somebody,
Yeah.
you know.
I think a lot of people had that.
Well, they're obviously blaming the wrong person.
I think a lot of people though think that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree kind of thing. Like,
Yeah,
he's doing that, what are you doing? I mean, I'm not saying I understand where the public at large is coming from with that, but at the same time, he's definitely not responsible. But I know like the dad and the stepmom did a lot of TV interviews um after he went to prison, after he was killed in prison.
yeah. And like I know Judy said, how can they think that, as a family member that they could stop him? In some cases, he's the only one left. That's the only person they have left to blame.
Like,
Even though in most cases these people don't have a right to blame anybody,
no,
but
for
they still
sure.
feel like they can. So,
Right.
and that's
Well,
a lot of society's problem, I think.
I mean,
Everybody's got to put blame somewhere.
you can't blame anybody but him. He's responsible for his own actions, but he did this stuff while some of it while living with his grandmother. And
Yeah.
there was dead men in her house and she had no clue.
Mhm.
So to yeah,
Right. You don't know every single move somebody you related to does.
nope.
Like, I just don't understand. Like,
Okay, so to be fair, I have always said that I could die down here and nobody would find me for days.
I would know
And
when you didn't answer polos.
say again,
I would know when you didn't answer polos.
but it would still take a day or two, correct?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if anything ever happened to me, it took days, but it wouldn't be anybody's fault.
Maybe. Um, yeah, I mean, I think in some cases family members make it worse. Like with the Watts family.
oh my god.
My family is so sick of me talking
Fucking
about
knew
the
it.
Watts case
Fucking knew it.
because like 5 years now, it's been, I would say, an obsession, right?
I say it's an obsession.
It truly is. But like his family, did not make it any better by like their victim impact statement was horrible.
Yeah.
Um, and then the parents went on some news show, I think local to them, so somewhere in North Carolina, basically trashing not only their daughter-in-law but the kids. So
Yeah,
like,
and that's so messed up.
yeah, um, so I think in some cases families make it worse by doing shit like that, but in like the case of his brother, no.
Yeah. But like what I was saying though, like, with the grandma not knowing, it's not necessarily hard to have something happen under your roof and not know it.
Right,
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because you're in the same house doesn't mean you're always, in contact with each other. I mean, like for me, there can be weeks where I would go without seeing my father-in-law just because we work opposite shifts.
right, yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, even like with my son,
yeah,
like I see him on the weekend and I might see him before or after work on his days off. But usually, like when he leaves for work Sunday night, I'll be like, see you next week.
Literally.
yep,
Because I'm not guaranteed to see him throughout the week.
yeah.
Right. Even somebody you're related to, you never really know anybody. You know, anybody's capable of anything. What? To sit there and blame family members just because they're there
Yeah,
ain't right.
not cool.
No.
Agreed.
And it's like all those judgy ass people that are sitting there, talking mad shit to the brother. How would you feel if you were in his position? Would you want somebody to be sitting there talking mad shit to you? Hell no.
But
It's
see,
just
that's just it. Most people can't see themselves in that position.
Yeah.
right.
Now,
Most people don't have the empathy to.
now, could you imagine? Okay, like it's been years, what, like 30 years since Dumber, well, more than that, because you're 31.
What are you talking about? She's 22.
Do you see me plaster your age all over the place?
I'm 50. I don't give a fuck.
If it makes you
So,
feel better, I'm 40.
could
So
you,
I'm stuck in the
could you
middle of you.
imagine,
But
could you imagine if social media had been around back when
Oh
like Dahmer was
god.
doing all that, shit, even like Ted Bundy.
Gene,
Yeah.
that would be crazy. I mean, like for Gene, like that's a small town, but I could see that town getting overrun real quick.
Like one, yeah, 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 yeah. It took me a second. Sorry. My hearing is slow today.
Here's your
I'm
50.
sorry.
God.
I'm just gonna ask if you had your glasses on to hear.
Yeah, that's a real thing. I don't.
No,
Yeah.
she's gotta take
No.
them off. You gotta take one sense away to heighten the other one.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah.
Well, I guess yeah. If you're looking for a certain spot, a destination, you gotta turn your radio down so you don't miss it.
Hold on. I can't see where I'm going. You gotta turn this down. Don't dad do that shit? Oh, I gotta turn this shit down.
Yeah.
Oh, she does
Guilty. But at the same time, I gotta put my glasses on to hear you.
I mean, turning the radio down doesn't help.
Yeah, that's all legit things.
Yep.
No way, William, tough.
Yep.
Yeah. I think people with glasses, we're a special breed.
Special. Very
Aren't
special.
you supposed to be wearing glasses?
God, ain't
Well,
nobody
that explains a lot. Try and blame her bad notes for your not having your glasses. I see, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to know my business. Dang.
Then you don't come on a podcast, dear.
But because it will all be out there. And if anyone watching saw your episode of Kelly,
Shut up. Shut
your
up.
business is out there.
I was gonna say, I feel like you should have known this was coming. You've been on here before, girl.
Yep.
I know where she sleeps, so it's fine.
Slash 3 of your tires.
And you'll be buying me 3 new tires. Eye for an eye. You
Do
you
you
get
have?
my
I don't have tire money.
you get my tires, bitch, and get yours. Cause I ain't got tire money
Then
neither.
I'll just slash the 4th one and have my insurance pay for it. Huh.
Oh, you you a whole bitch for that.
Alrighty. On that note,
Yeah, and just so you know, we are like this all the time. People probably think we hate each other, but we really don't.
Yeah,
Most days.
it's their love language in
just
my
all days
family.
that ended on.
Yeah. I kind of like her.
She's. I kind of want to keep her.
Ooh, could we tell them the story of your birth?
No, no, no. Turn this fucking.
Oh,
Oh, it's a funny story. I won't tell it. Today.
oh.
All right.
On that note,
I hope everyone's enjoying their weekend. And let's see, the weather's good for you and not cold and crappy.
and if it does turn, drive safe, stay warm.
And you already said be safe. Have fun. Be good. Be happy. Bye. Oh, and thank you for joining us.
Oh yeah. Hopefully there'll be another time.
Maybe we'll see.
We'll harass you next time.
That'd be great.
Like you just did?
Yeah.
Ah,
It's
Jesus.
deja vu all over again.
It's just like everyday shit, only on camera.
Goody.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.